Alright guys, back with another sort of toolbox tour. Doing some electrical work on my neighbor's 1903 Terragator. It's a dry box, spinner box spreader. Had some crazy electrical issues, but I figured I would take this opportunity to show you guys how I set up my electrical box. For those of you who don't work on the road, probably don't know, but when you're on the road working on a service truck, it's handy to have different kits and different tools and different toolboxes. I have one down there. Have this one. I keep all my hydraulic stuff in one box. I keep all my electrical stuff in another box. That way when you get to the field, all you gotta do is grab your box, set it on the tailgate of your truck, or carry it over to the machine that you're working on, and you have everything you need to diagnose that job. So I figured I would do a little tour of this for you guys. This is just an old Blue Point toolbox I think I got when I was in college. I'll open it up here. In the top, I keep my meter. It's a Blue Point meter there. It's a pretty good meter. I've had it for 5 or 6 years. In this little box, I keep electrical probes. Let's see if I can do this with one hand here. Different back pin probes to use with the meter. See that there. I like this kit. I think it was 20 bucks off the Matco truck. Works really good. You use that with the banana jack leads. Always keep a couple of those handy. Keep all my leads and different ends for my meter, stuff that come with it. Big alligator clamps, stuff of that nature. Keep my battery tester in here. It's a cheap one, but it does the job. I keep a backup set of leads in here for my meter. 2 sets of 10-foot Lang retractable leads. These things are worth their weight in gold. Use them all the time. I would, especially if you're working on newer equipment, I would say get the 3-lead set, the one that has the power, ground, and the signal wire. If you're working on a lot of stuff with CAN buses or anything like that, you're always going to have that signal wire, so it's nice to test those out. Top drawer, keep all my electrical tools, most of the ones I use on a day-to-day basis. Blue Point crimpers for crimping butt connectors. These work really well. Harbor Freight wire strippers. I don't know why, but these $3 Harbor Freight wire strippers are amazing. I just use them all the time. I have expensive ones. I have the automatic wire strippers, and I always go for these, so that's what stays in my box. I believe these are Matco WeatherPack and Deutsch crimpers for crimping pins. Let's see if it'll focus. Yep. Got these on sale. They were a really good deal. I think they're only like 25 bucks. Again, if you're doing a lot of electrical, must have. Keep set of radio keys in here. John Deere stuff and Ford stuff are similar, and that's most of the radios I pull out are John Deere and Ford stuff. So keep those. Knife, utility knife, razor blades. 3M electrical tape. It's the only electrical tape I keep. Don't keep any of the junk Harbor Freight electrical tape. Tester for testing truck wiring, your taillights on your truck. And then this is a similar tester. This is one of those Harbor Freight testers. Works okay. 2 backup fuses for the fluke meter. Never know when you're going to have a short. Something that causes you to pop that. On this side, I keep relay testers. You plug them into, pull your relay out. Let's see if it'll focus. Pull the relay out, stick this in, and you can manually turn it on. It just jumps your power straight to your output. That's a pretty nice set. I think I got that from Matco guy too. Keep a couple picks, little screwdrivers for taking little stuff apart. Toggle switch I use to test stuff sometime. This is a CAN bus terminator. I think this one came off a sprayer, but I keep a backup one of those too. I'd run into a lot of CAN issues on the John Deere side of things. Next box, keep terminal tools. I think these are Deutsch and weather pack terminal tools, a couple of special John Deere weather pack type tools. I bought this kit from Matco. This is a pretty nice kit as well. It's all the little anodized handle ones it comes with. Pretty good assortment. Haven't ran across too many connectors that I couldn't get apart with this little stubby kit. And the Matco guy warrantied out, I believe, this one. I use this one the most, as you can tell. I think I broke that one twice and he warrantied it for me. So again, I think it was like 50 bucks, 40, somewhere in that neighborhood. Snap-on test light, rarely use it, but when you need it, you have it. I actually used it on this thing, this interrogator. You guys can see that. Use it on that, trying to find a draw. I keep this little kit I made a long time ago. See if I can open up a little electrical kit I made. When you're out in the field, you don't have a parts store to go to say you had a pop fuse or you needed a butt connector. You can't just go to the store and get one when you're out in the field sometimes. So I keep this handy. I keep it stocked with all the fuses that I mostly use. Butt connectors. As far as butt connectors go, I only recommend using the ones with the heat shrink on the end of them. These ones are very nice. They crimp good and they seal tight. Fuse puller, little odd and end terminals, some 90 amp maxi fuses off the R series tractors. So I always keep that with me. You never know when you're gonna need that. Next drawer, I keep specialty harnesses. Now these are harnesses that I made for certain applications on things I run into all the time. You guys who have messed with combines, you may remember that the old school combines had 3-speed manual transmissions. On the new combines, they have a 3-speed electronic transmission. It's a push button shifter. Well, the only way to put it in neutral is to bleed off the park brake. And the only way to bleed off the park brake is to engage certain solenoids in the transmission and use a porta power to pump it off. So this is a harness I made to plug into the solenoids on the transmission. Hook 12 volts to the red wire and ground to the ground. Energize the coils. Pull the solenoids open, pump it off with the porta power, and get the combine in neutral if you had to put it on a truck or pull a transmission out. This is a harness I made for doing CAN bus diagnostics on John Deere. If you guys want to see a review of that, I could do a separate review. Neutral safety switch harness I made for adjusting neutral levers on hydro machines like combines and sprayers. This is a harness I would suggest making for all of you out there who work with potentiometers. I know John Deere is notorious for putting potentiometers on everything. And this is for a 3-wire potentiometer system. Power ground signal. What you do is you unplug whatever you're working on. Let's say on a combine, you're working on a header height sensor. You unplug it, plug this in, plug the other end back into the combine so it's still working, and you can take your power, your ground, and your signal voltage off of this. Very easy to make, very handy to use, get your voltages right away. And the last drawer is last but not least, my Power Probe. Power Probe 3. I love it. Use it all the time. I bought the extra extension harness, the 15-foot harness, so I have 30 feet of lead. Can't talk good enough about this thing. With that being said, it's only used on some applications. I wouldn't go powering up wires on a new CAN bus Deere system. It has its place. Use it on the older stuff without controllers. Use it on motors that are disconnected from circuits. So that's it, guys. That's my electrical box that I keep with me, and that little box, you could be surprised on how much money you can make if you knew how to use the stuff in that box. A lot of electrical problems nowadays with a lot of electronics on everything has 20 controllers. So the stuff isn't going away. If you guys have any questions or want a review of any separate thing that I have, just let me know. Like, subscribe, and put comments below. Thanks. Have a good night.